Okay, good afternoon and welcome to join our workshop today. And thank you for the introduction from Wallace Wong. And my name is Tang from ProQuest. And today, the topic of this workshop is current news, historical news, and where to find them, okay? And this is the objective of the workshop today. And I hope at the end of this workshop, you will be able to learn what is the impact, the scholarly impact of newspaper to your research. And also what is the news portfolio of Hong Kong Bobstick U subscribed from ProQuest. Actually, there is three main new collections. One is the recent newspaper, or you can call it current newspaper. And secondly is the historical newspaper. We have four types of historical newspapers that Hong Kong BU subscribed. And then one third-party databases, Factiva, which is a very famous business-related news source from Dow Jones. And also, last but not least, I will demonstrate how to find news from ProQuest platforms. First of all, I want to demonstrate what is the scholar impact of newspaper. And there will be 4 items related to the impacts of the newspaper. We have a study on the impact of newspaper. I will give you an overview of that, and I will share the outcome with you and also share the comparative chart with you, and then to give you a summary. And actually, the survey was performed by Ms. Mia, who is the information at University of Texas, Austin. And the objective is to have a better understanding of how important is a newspaper on, the scholar articles in newspapers can identify the trend across newspaper title and subject disciplines. And we will make use of 4 well-known newspapers, which is the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, and The Guardian. And we will analyze the citation of these 4 well-known newspapers, the titles in scholarly journal article that was published from year 2000 to 2017. And the outcome of this research is we find out that the use of newspaper source in research is growing a lot. And for each of the newspaper analysis, users span disciplines from social science, from art humanity to business. All different kinds of disciplines were covered. And also across academic disciplines, each newspaper also showed distinctive patterns and broad use, which might be immediately guessed. And also, due to the geographic of the newspaper published, the location of the newspaper is resonant to the instant of the author site, the title influence it used. But in general, the global usage is growing. And here comes a kind of line chart for those 4 newspapers. Before we look at the chart, I would like to mention that the source of the newspaper's assets are not evaluated as part of this study, okay? And on the right-hand side of the line chart, there's a slight dip in the recent year, which may be caused by the introduction of paywalls. which they ask for more money to access those for newspaper online. And also it is important for library to provide their researchers with access to many new sources rather than single news sources. And also this study will make use the data source from Scopus Index. Scopus Index. As you can tell, these are the line chart for the 4 different newspapers. New York Times, which have the most highest number. The Guardian in UK, the Wall Street Journal, and also the Washington Post. And you see the usage of the New York Times is the highest, okay? And it's an analysis from 1981 to 2016. And about the expanded disciplines, as you can tell that we have different subjects from social science to art and humanity, economics, and then business, and then psychology. And the second column is the total published in Scopus. And also the next column is publication cited newspaper. Cited newspaper. Okay, that means how many publications were tracked in Scopus from 2000 to 2017, and how many newspapers were cited. Okay. And again, this is a scatter chart making use the Scopus data and using Retrieval as the application to demonstrate. As you can tell, there's a double layer graphic. And the lower layer is the gray dots. The gray dots representing the base of all journal indexed by Scopus. Okay, and the locate in relation to how much the journals cite each other. Okay, and then you can see different color dots. Each color dot, they representing different disciplines. Okay, and also the large dot indicate more individual article being cited. Okay. And then this is a graphic showing the concentration of citation used across multidisciplines. And on the left-hand side, you can see the New York Times, and you can also see the color dot. In a way, comparatively, quite even. That means it crossed among all different disciplines. And also you can see the Guardian, the Wall Street Journal, and the Washington Post on the right-hand side. And different color, and the left bottom, you can see the different color representing. For example, the first one on the lower left-hand side of the graph, the peach color is for art humanity. And also the brown one here is for health and nursing. And the green one is for agriculture, something like that, okay? And we have a closer look on the on different disciplinary, and this is for the New York Times. As I said, it has citation across all different disciplines, and comparatively more even than the other 3 newspaper. Okay. And this is the list of the top institutes citing the New York Times. Okay. On the left-hand side is the institution in America, North America, and also the right-hand side is the other part of the world. That means non-North America institution. Okay. Again, this is the graphic for the Wall Street Journal, and also you can tell that its strength is on business. You see the purple color on the left hand side that indicated it is very strong in business and management. Okay. And for the list of the institutions citing the Wall Street Journal, on the left-hand side is the institution in North America. And on the right-hand side is North America. And no surprise, we have different high educations universities in Hong Kong were on the list. Okay, they publish the Wall Street Journal. They cite the Wall Street Journal a lot. Okay, and I hope in sometimes Hong Kong BU will be on the list. Again, we have a total look on those 4 newspapers. As I said, the New York Times is quite spammed disciplinary, and the Guardian is more strong on the right-hand side, which is in red color, representing the nursing and medicine. Okay, and the Wall Street Journal, as I said just a second ago, it is very strong in business and economics. Okay, and on the in the Washington Post, it's very strong in the art and humanity, social science, international and national security policy, international policy, etc. Okay, so each newspaper has its disciplinary strengths. Okay. And again, I'm sorry for the character seems a little bit small, but I just want to point out that those distinguished use pattern by newspaper titles. Let me use the laser pointer here. As you can tell, for example, the New York Times for the management surveys, there is 160 publications, but it has been cited for more than 10,000 times. Okay. And similar cases in Wall Street Journal, the Guardian, and the Wall Street Journal and the Washington Post. And these are the top 20 journals that cite newspaper from year 2000 to year 2017. Okay, as you can tell, this is the number of the publications found in Scopus, and also the maximum time cited on this particular publication source. Okay. And from the world map, give you an overview on the demographic usage graphic, global use. No surprising, the high usage is in the North America and also Australia, which are the English-speaking countries. And also China, and also the European country is picking up. Okay. Of course, there's very low usage on those gray area. Okay. Okay, the key takeaway for the last few slides I demonstrate that is the academic scholar are using newspaper source in their research, and they keep on growing recently. And also the scholarly journal articles cite newspaper span multi-academic disciplines. not just focus on one single discipline. And the geographic inference uses, however, that's changing in global reach of the 4 title is also growing. And in summary, the news resources are very important to academic authors because we see the usage is growing up by disciplinary and by geographic. We need to provide various of critical news source is essential for scholar published in this subject disciplinary and journals. Okay, and on ProQuest platform, we offer access to the most requested key titles, both historic to current newspaper. Okay. Okay, I want to give you one more reason why research use newspaper. This demonstrates the source. We got informations from the TV, the web news, the newspaper, the magazine, the academic journal, to books, to government document, to reference handbook, etc. And in general, we can get the instant news from TV and radio and webs, or within hours, okay? A newspaper, we can get it in 1 day later. And weekly magazine, or sometimes bi-weekly magazine, it's just a week later, or at the most a month later. But for the academic journal, books, and government document, it spent years later. Because if we, we write a paper and we wish to publish in academic journal, it is a long process for at least a year. Okay, but for some information, we want the latest information. So newspaper is become a very critical sources for us to get those news. Okay. And also, one more reason why researchers use newspaper. Seems the newspaper, the content of the newspaper is very similar. They are all writing maybe the same event or the same issue. But I want to tell you guys, the newspaper is not neutral because it analyzes the events. And because it's not neutral, and it has different point of views on writing the story, so therefore it is very important to read a multiple number of articles from different newspaper companies. For example, I list out a few newspapers from UK, The Guardian, The Independent, the Financial Times, the Times, and the Daily Telegraph. And because of they are not neutral, why I said they're not neutral? Because, for example, The Guardian is more liberal, and the Daily Telegraph is considerably more conservative. So even they are writing the story of the same event, they may have a different view. So as a researcher, I would recommend that we should read a multiple number of articles from different newspapers, even in the same region. Of course, if you can also read the news from other regions, it will be even better. Okay. Okay, I think I have demonstrated and walked you through what is the the scholarly impact of the newspaper. And if you have any question about those newspapers, maybe you can type in your question on the chat room so that I can try my best to answer. And now I would like to list out those news portfolio from ProQuest for Hong Kong Public U. The recent newspaper, under the recent newspaper, there is Global Newsstream and the South China Morning Post. And actually, under Global Newsstream, there are 4 main collections. One is US Newstream, the second is Canadian Newstream, and also the International Newstream and the Global Brick News Wire. Okay. And then to the historical newspaper, we have the Chinese newspaper collection, which is mainly from published in Shanghai, but they are all in English. Okay. And also the very famous, the New York Times with Index. Okay. And the South China Morning Post and the Time of India. Except the Chinese newspaper collection, which is fixed from 1832 to 1953. And for these 3, the New York Times with Index, the South China Morning Post, and the Time of Index. For example, the New York Times with Index, it is from 1851 to 2015, but it will add a new content every year. So next year, this time, the coverage will be up to 2016. And same to South China Morning Post. Next year will be 2001. Okay. Again, the Time of India, it will be 2011, something like that. Okay. And last but not least is the Factiva. I will demonstrate Factiva later. Okay, I want to talk about the recent newspaper, which is mainly Global Newsstream and South China Morning Post. Of course, we have from excuse me, from a company standpoint, we have even more newspaper, but this is the newspaper that Hong Kong BU subscribed from us. Okay, I give you a kind of chart, 3 chart from the Global Newsstream. Actually, Global Newsstream is combined from 4 different collections, which US Newsstream, and very intuitive, it covers all the newspapers in United States. We list out only the top 5 titles here. Actually, the US Newsstream cover more than 1,000 newspapers from United States. And also the Canadian Newsstream cover hundreds of Canadian newspapers. And International Newsstream also, they also cover different newspaper like European newspaper, Asian newspaper, ANZ, Australia and New Zealand newspaper, and also Latin America and even Middle East and Africa newsstream. So it cover, again, it cover hundreds of newspapers around the world. It's very comprehensive news source for researchers. And other than the newspaper, we also provide the breaking news wire. Okay, we have hundreds of blog, hundreds of web page informations from here. And this is a summary of the Global Newsstream, very comprehensive coverage, thousands of publications in source. It covered the newspaper worldwide with multi-languages, not only English, okay? Very rich in content. It has a full text article, digitally born content, because when they publish, it is already in digital, not transformed from the printout and transcript. And we even have videos and graphics, video from EBS on CBS and also from CNN. And as you may know, the 60 Minutes, we have video from 60 Minutes as well, and also sourced from different blogs. And the back file go back to 1980, okay? And also newsfeed update by 8 a.m. Eastern. That means it is New York time, Eastern Coast. So it will be our 8 p.m. in Hong Kong each day, okay? Just list out some of the newspaper in U.S. Newstream. As I just mentioned a second ago, it covers more than 1,000 newspapers in United States. Here is just some of the sub-newsstream here. From the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, LA Times. And here is the recent newspaper, the Global Newsstream. The Canadian, we have almost 600 newspapers from Canadian, and we have almost 60 sources for the Newswire. We have hundreds of newspapers from the international, okay? It, especially the international, it covers different languages, like the Khmer and the Hindu, etc. We have different languages sources. And also some more reason why Global Newsstream, because it is provided online and also digital content from existing new publishers, like the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Times of India, the Independent, Express, etc. And also it covers the Newswire and online website and blogs, and become a very authoritative sources. And our editorial team will carefully curate the best of these new sources. As I just mentioned, we, other than the text message, we also provide the video content from the New York Times and Washington Post video, CBS, 60 Minutes, etc. And especially in the international newsstream, we provide a lot of newspapers in non-English newspaper, French or German and other Holland, different language newspaper, okay? And also we have, I don't want to go into detail because today we have just a limit of time and a lot of things I would like to walk you guys through. So I just skip it. And also I want to briefly a little bit about the historical newspaper. As you can tell, this is the historical newspaper for the New York Times. And taking the word from one of the librarian, what she said is, newspapers are valuable primary source for historical research, both for the narrative and description of the past that they provide, as well as for the insight they give attitudes and culture of the times. And the first one is the Chinese historical newspaper collection from 1832 to 1953. New York Times, as I said, 1851 to 2016, and next year will be 2000 to 2017. Okay, same thing in South China Morning Post, 1903 to 2000. The Time of India, 1838 to 2010. And under the China historical newspaper collection, there are 12 English language Chinese historical newspaper from 1832 to 1953, and it is all published in Shanghai and Beijing. And it's a very good resources if you study the Asian, Chinese, Japan, colonial studies, ethnic studies, political science, social science in Asia. Okay. And the very famous New York Times with index, and I would like to point out the index only from 1851 to 1993. Okay. And also we specially created specific index for the New York Times with 3 million digitized index terms. So you make you more easy to perform a precise search. Okay. And this is the main event, just a few example you can find from the New York Times. Immigrants to American source, raise and falls global financial market, etc. Okay, and also the Civil War in 18th century. And you may not know from the New York Times with index, even before the Belt and Road announced it, there's a map that's showing that there's a train from Hong Kong to London. I don't know how they crossed the harbor here. But it is, a news from New York Times on 1959. Okay. And South China Morning Post, South China Morning Post was first published in 1903. And actually, the original name is not South China Morning Post. It is called the South Ching Morning Post. South Ching Morning Post here. It changed the name in 1913 and used the name South China Morning Post until then. Okay. And actually, if you search with the publication, it divided in two parts because it ceased operation during the 1941 to 1946 because of the invasion of the Japanese in Hong Kong. Okay. It covered a lot of events, not only the event in Hong Kong, but also event around the world, even like the World War II. Of course, a lot of them are related to Hong Kong, like the Beatles in Hong Kong is 1964, something like that. And the stock crash in 1987. Okay. And from the South China Post, I don't know if you know the very famous Amigo restaurant in Happy Valley. And this is the advertisement in different year in 1960, 86, 1995, year 2000, something like that. Very interesting. And also the time of India from 1838 to 2010, it is the, because of the population in India, it is now the most widely circulated English daily newspaper. And it was found in 1838, okay? If you are studying the British in world history, class and gender issue, and also the post-colonialism and the colonialism, it will be a very good resources. And also, this is how we digitize the historical newspaper. And because seems we are already running out of time, so I just don't want to go to detail. Okay, again, where to find news from ProQuest? Of course, from your library page. And if you click the database here, and then you'll be landed to A to C database page. And then from there, you can select newspaper and then select ProQuest. Then there is 9 different newspaper sources. These are down below. You can click any one you want to perform a search, okay? And this is the search interface of the ProQuest for the quick search. And also we provide a shortcut to search only newspaper only, or historical newspaper, or just newswire. Okay, I want to skip those the search syntax, or maybe okay. I want to mention on the ProQuest platform, it automatic retrieval of word lines, like the singular and plural. For example, nurse, nurses, children, child. It automatically search both such terms. And also comparative in superlative. It's tall, taller, tallest, good, better, best. It automatically search. If you enter a term good, it will search all 3 terms here, okay? And also, especially the historical newspaper, there is some different spelling between US and British, like the color, defense, or the contemporary and Old English, sing. So sometimes if you type in sing, S-I-N-G, to search historic newspaper, you may not have a very rich outcome. But if you search sing or S-Y-N-G sing, then you may get a more rich search result. You won't miss some of them. Okay. Okay, I want to skip it. And then the Factiva. The Factiva is a Dow Jones survey. It's not from ProQuest, but we are the sole agent for the academic world. And it covered the news from 2,000 countries in 37 different languages. And it's a professional database used by experts in finance, business strategy, investor relation, public relation, etc. And it is also used by the Fortune 5,000 companies, 80% of the Fortune 5,000 companies. And it covers thousands of newspapers and hundreds of newswire and thousands of websites and blogs, okay? And this is the news page, and you can locate news from this page. And this is the truncation and operator when you perform a search in Factiva. And it also provides a very user-friendly Curious Genius. Okay, in summary, in this workshop, you have learned the scholar impact of newspaper and what is the news portfolio that BU got from ProQuest, and also the ProQuest platform that you can find news. Okay, this is the additional resources. We have different LibGuides, so you can find more news informations from this website and this website for Factiva, and we have webinar recording from this URL, and also we have you can join and sign up our newsletter mailing list, and also we have a support center, interactive support center. You can type your questions and see if you can find an answer. Okay. Okay. Luckily, I finished my demonstration here. Of course, not the live demo. I hope I have enough time for demonstration. Okay. Before I wonder if I have time to do the online demonstration, but before that, I can answer some of your questions about what I just described or introduced it. Any question from the chat? No?
No.
Okay, that's good.